In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this foil print in less than 10 minutes. Hey everyone, it's Karley Hall and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, I'm Karley and I love all types of crafts, but more importantly, I love teaching you how to craft. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I post a new tutorial every single week. Today's project is a fun one. I've been foiling for years, but I don't have a tutorial on it. So we are going to walk through the process of how to foil a print. And that print can be anything that you want. It can be a design, it can be text, it can really be anything that you can print on your home printer. It's actually a pretty easy process. You just need the right equipment. So let's go over the equipment list and then we'll jump right into it. You'll need a laser printer. A laser printer is a printer filled with toner. It's really important that you have that toner because that is what the foil will react with. So if you have an inkjet printer that has cartridges that look like this or tanks that look like this, for this project, those printers will not work. You need a laser printer that has a toner cartridge in it. You'll also need the toner reactive foil. There's so many foils on the market, so you will need to find a foil that is toner reactive. Of course, I will link everything in the video description so that you can easily find what you need for this project. You'll also need cardstock to print on. I'm using black for this tutorial, but you can use whatever color you want. And then you will need a heat source. A lot of people will recommend a laminator, but I personally have had the best results with my Mink. It has super even heating, so I recommend the Mink, and of course, it will be linked in the video description. Okay, let's get started. I decided to make my print in Adobe Illustrator, but you can do this in any design program, including Microsoft Word or Silhouette Studio, even the free version, because you don't need to save it as an SVG and you can print directly from Silhouette Studio, so you can use the free version for this. Since I just like to use Adobe Illustrator, that's what I chose. And for the font info, the script font is Barrington, and I'm not sure what this plain font is, but I found this quote and I loved it, so typed it out, and now we're going to print it. To print it, I am going to choose File and then Print. So you can see a print preview here. It will look different depending on which program you're in, and you can adjust this and position your text wherever you want in your preview for Adobe Illustrator. I'm going to choose Page Setup and then Continue, and I want to make sure that my format is for the printer I'm using. I'm using an HP LaserJet, so I'll choose that, and I'm using 8.5 by 11 paper, and it will be printed portrait, which is good, and then click OK. So now you can see that my view fits a little bit better. And then I'm going to choose the setup option, click continue, and I want to make sure that I'm on the correct printer. What's important here is we're going to use printer features. And I want to choose print options, change the density as high as it will go because I want it to lay down as much toner as possible so that my foil really sticks to the toner. Print quality. Instead of Fast Res 600, I want to go to Fast Res 1200. Again, just increasing the quality a little bit. And then the last option is the paper. Depending on what paper you're printing on, you may want to choose a thicker paper. So I want to choose a mid-weight paper since my cardstock is about 110 pounds. Before you click print, make sure that you load your paper into your printer. So here's a look at the cardstock I'm using. There is a smooth side and a textured side on the one that I'm using. I want to make sure that I'm printing on the smooth side. Here's a look at my printer. This printer is no longer available unless you buy a refurbished, which is too expensive, so don't do that. But I will link other options for you to consider that are similar. This printer only prints with black toner, so it was more reasonably priced. It's not a color LaserJet, just a black and white. To load in my paper, it does not have a rear tray, so I do have to load it down on the bottom. There is an icon and it shows you that you want to put the paper in with the side that you want to print facing up. So I want my smooth side up. I'm going to load it in there. Laser printers print so fast, so you'll see how fast this comes out in real time. So we're done with our printer and our computer, and now we are going to pull out our Mink. You will see a lot of people recommending a laminator. I have not had good results with the laminator. I feel like the Mink just provides much more even heating, so I do recommend the Mink. But if you have a laminator, of course, try it before investing in a Mink. I have kept my user guide and I reference it quite frequently since I'm not using it a ton. And I have found that setting 4 works the best for my uncoated cardstock. I'm going to turn it on to setting number 4. So on the back, there's a switch to power it on. And then I'm just going to click until I get to the number 4 and it will start heating up. So the red indicates that it is heating up. While it's heating up, we'll prep our project. Here's some Mink foil. So this is gold reactive foil. So it is made to react with the toner that we just used to print with. I'm going to trim down a piece of foil using my paper trimmer. And I just need it to be big enough to cover my lettering. And you can see here my Mink is already ready to go. So I'm going to roll up my foil. I like to keep all of my scraps that are good sizes like this because you'll never know when you need to foil just a little bit. So here's my print. We're going to place the foil over the top of it, covering up our entire image. And with the purchase of a Mink, you receive these clear pouches. And I have the seam at the top of my pouch. I'm going to push my print up to the top and then place my foil, making sure that it's all smooth and that I'm covering every single part of my design. You're going to feed the seam side first into your Mink, and it will just grip it and pull it through. Once it's all the way through, you can pull it out, and then you can open up your print, and you can see as I open it, my words peel out of the negative, so I could save this for a different project if I wanted to, frame that up, because that is super pretty. And I can also trim down these pieces and save those for additional projects as well. And then you're left with your print. And it looks so even and clean. That's why I love the Mink, because there are no splotchy areas. So if you're trying to achieve that even foiling, make sure to change your printer settings and then invest in the Mink, because the even heating, I just feel like you cannot compete. So no weeding, no transfer tape. It's just the toner and the foil together, creating this beautiful reaction. I think that's everything. This was a shorter tutorial because I think this process is really simple once you have all of the tools and equipment that you need. So if you have any questions at all, make sure to leave those in the comments or join my Cricut crafting group on Facebook and ask your questions there. I know it's a Cricut group, but you can ask any general questions over there. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like it and consider subscribing to my channel. Both liking and subscribing really help my channel and allow me to continue making content for free. Also, if you need any of the products talked about in today's video, those will all be linked in the video description. So check out those links and happy crafting. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.